Hey Primary 6 Math Prodigies, this is Coach Saiful with your daily dose of math mastery, and today we're going to go into question number 4 of your assessment paper number 7. Alright, this question, okay, I'm going to admit to you right now that it is pretty difficult, so you have to pay attention, okay? And after I explain, I think you might have to think about it a few times before you actually get it, alright? So let's take a look at the question right now. It says that Jack has some apples and pears. Okay, so imagine he has some apples and he has some pears. Now he says that 25% of the apples is the same as 60% of the pears. So the question is, what is the ratio of the number of apples to the number of pears? Seems simple, but actually it's not. So let's take a look at this. 25% of the apples, okay, is actually equals to 60% of the pears. Now, first off, I'm going to ask you first. Which one do you think is more? Apples or pears? Okay, think about it. 25% of the apples is the same as 60% of the pears. How? Okay, if you said apples is more, then I'm going to give you a high five because you are a math prodigy. Now, why is it more? Because let's imagine 25% is actually the same as 1/4, correct? 60% is the same as, let's make it simple for you, 6/10, okay? That means we have 6 parts out of 10 parts. This is 1 part out of 4. Okay, so let's draw apples. Okay, apples, example, this is apples, okay? And we have 4 parts. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, one more part. Okay, but in terms of pears, this 1 unit of apples is the same as 6 units of pears. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so which means that we only have a bit more over here. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and that means that the apples are actually way more. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a different way of answering this question right away. Okay, so if this pair, okay, of this 1 unit of apple is the same as 6 units of pears, that means this is 6 units here, 6 units here, 6 units here, 6 units here in terms of pears. So that means if I was to change, I would say, okay, I change all the apples with the pears. So therefore, 1 apple I'll change with you for 6 pears. So I will find myself having 6, 12, 18, 24 pairs here, and I will have 10 pairs over here. So what is the ratio of this one, what's it called, of apples to pears? The ratio of apples to pears is 24 is to 10. Okay, we make it simpler, we get 12 is to 5. That is the answer, okay? So this is simple enough, but you must understand how to get there. Okay, when you just see the question like that, it becomes a little bit difficult. Okay, so I'll explain to you in a few ways, trying to see where help you find and understand how to do this question. Okay, another way to look at it is, okay, is to say, okay, since it's 25% of A, okay, I'll just draw for you 25% of A. For example, this is 25% of A, okay, and this is 60% of B. Okay, actually, to be honest, it's the same. Okay, so what you will see is you will have 25%, 25%, 25% all the way. Okay, actually, this is wrong. I just draw a very long one and I call it 75%. Why? Because 100% minus 25%. Okay, and here we only have 40%. Okay, so with this in mind, can you see the answer? It's pretty difficult, right? So what I want you to understand is we can always replace this 25% with 60%, which means that this over here is actually the same as saying this is 60%. If this is 60%, 25% is 60%, what is 75%? It's 3 times more, which means 60 times 3, which gives you 180%. Okay, so this is 60 plus 180. 60 plus 180 gives you what? It gives you 240%. So let me give you an example. Apples to pears ratio would be 240%. Okay, so 60 plus 180 gives me 240, and P is only 100%. So how do I make this simpler? 240 is to 100, and then 24 is to 10. Then again I get the answer of, and again I get the answer of 12 is to 5. Okay, so there's many ways to do this question, but you have to be able to see what I'm trying to do. Okay, why did I say 75% equals to 180. Okay, all you have to understand is this. I say that because I'm trying to go as low as possible. I'm saying that because if 25% equals to 60 pairs, example, therefore 75% is how many times? 3 times more, right? So therefore 60 times 3 lah. But if you want to do it properly, 60 divided by 25% to get 1%, then I times 75. Again, it's the same thing. I cancel here, I got 3, therefore 60 times 3 gives me 180%. Okay, that's the second way of seeing it. Okay. The third way of seeing it, wow, this is a lot of ways. The third way, I'm trying to show you as many as possible. The third way of seeing it is this. Okay, 25% of A to pairs, which is 60%, is the same as 1:1. Correct? 1:1. Therefore, they can actually be interchanged, which means that, okay, I don't know why, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I can see it, but I doubt you can see it. Normally, when you have something like this, right, you can actually interchange it. So you get 60% is to 25%, which of course will give you the answer again of 60 is to 25, and then you divide it by how many? Divide by 5, you get 12 is to 5. Again, that is the same answer, which is correct. Okay, but why do I turn it over like that? Okay, to be honest with you, I don't want to confuse you. So what I'll just tell you to make it easy is you have to understand that what's that called? You have to understand that the apples in this case is way more than the pears. Okay, so it cannot be apples to pears is 5:12, correct? It cannot be apples to pears is 5:12. Why? Because apples is much more. So you just have to interchange it. 12:5. Again, you can always use my previous explanations. Okay, this one is a bit shortcut, but I think that you might not understand it. So just understand that first two examples. Okay, and the third example is a shortcut. Once you understand, you just have to invert it. That means you have to terbalik it. Okay, so basically that's how you do the question. The answer is 5:12. Okay, if you really got that one right, I'm gonna give you a big high five and a hug for you because you really are a math prodigy. So high five, you are a math prodigy. Awesome. All right, with that, that basically is the question for number 4, answer for question number 4. So I just want you to remind you to trust yourself. Again, I will repeat it over and over again. You know more than you think you do. Give yourself some credit. Okay, you've done a lot of work, a lot of homework, a lot of assessment papers, a lot of tuition as well. So remember, you know more than you think you do. All you have to do during the exams is to trust yourself and believe in yourself and write your answers with confidence. With that, this is Coach Saiful signing off, saying you are a math prodigy. Good job.